Chaos, absolute chaos. Police called, guards lost composure, tourists escorted away, and the internet exploded. But here's what nobody's asking. Why does this keep happening, and how do we actually fix it? Yesterday it was Chinese tourists. Today Indian visitors. Tomorrow someone else. But the real problem isn't which nationality we're discussing. The real problem is we're having the same conversation without finding solutions. Drop a comment right now. Have you witnessed one of these incidents in person? Because your first-hand perspective is what we need to crack this problem. Multiple Indian tourists crossed barriers, got too close to guards and horses, and when asked to step back, chaos erupted. Voices raised, space invaded, police intervention required. The comments split predictably. Some blamed nationality, others said confusion. Some attacked culture, others blamed language barriers. And nobody proposed actual solutions. What's really causing these escalations? Cultural differences, language problems, social media. Tell me in the comments, because the answer is more complex than any single explanation. Here's what frustrates me. Yesterday, Chinese tourists made headlines. Today, Indians. Last month, Americans. Next month, another group. We keep playing national blame without recognizing the pattern. The problem isn't any nationality. The problem is our system for managing tourist behavior is failing. Think about it. If this keeps happening with different nationalities, different ages, different languages, then the common factor isn't tourists. It's that our approach isn't working. We're treating symptoms, not the disease, so let's flip the script. Instead of, what's wrong with these tourists, let's ask, what's wrong with how we manage these spaces? Share your perspective in the comments. The current system, signs, barriers, and guards who shout when lines are crossed. That's it. That's the entire infrastructure at one of Britain's most visited sites. And we're surprised it fails daily. Imagine any other operation this way. A hospital with just signs saying, don't touch equipment, and security who yell. An airport with barriers and shouting as primary security. It would be chaos. Yet that's how we run major cultural sites. Solution 1. What if every tour group watched a mandatory 2-minute video before entering? Not boring rules, but actual footage showing consequences. Guards yelling. People escorted out. Make it visceral and real. Would this work? Too authoritarian. Not practical? Tell me in the comments, because I'm workshopping solutions here. Let's address cultural differences in understanding personal space, authority, and rules. Different cultures have different norms. That's anthropology, not stereotyping. But here's what's interesting. Japanese tourists rarely appear in these viral videos. Why? Some say Japan's monarchy creates respect for authority. Others point to education systems. Some credit tour operators who extensively brief clients. Whatever the reason, there's something to learn. What cultural factors influence tourist behavior? And how do we bridge gaps without being disrespectful? Share your thoughts below. If you're finding this solution-focused approach valuable, hit subscribe, because we're done with viral outrage that leads nowhere. We're here to solve problems. Solution 2, and this might be controversial, real consequences with teeth. Right now, harassment gets you yelled at or escorted away. That's it. No fines, no bans, no deterrent. What if disrespectful behavior meant 500 fines? Year-long bans from royal sites? Tour operator penalties? Suddenly there's motivation to behave appropriately. Too harsh? Not enforceable? Or exactly what's needed? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about the guards. Real soldiers facing disrespect dozens of times daily. We expect perfect composure while they're treated like theme park characters. That's not sustainable or fair. What support systems exist? What de-escalation training? What happens at their breaking point? If we want better outcomes, we need to consider their well-being. Ever worked where people didn't respect you? How did it affect you? Share your experience in the comments. Solution 3, technology. We're in 2025, managing sites like it's 1825. What if sensors detected barrier crossings and triggered multilingual audio warnings? What if apps gave real-time guidance and cultural context? What if AI identified problems before escalation? This technology exists. We use it in airports, museums, theme parks. Why not cultural sites? Cost? Privacy? Traditionalism? What's holding back tech solutions? Drop your thoughts below. Here's what bothers me. Every incident people divide, blame tourists or defend them. Both miss the point. This isn't about blame. This is systems failure. If a bridge keeps collapsing, we don't blame cars. We fix the bridge. If sites keep having confrontations, we shouldn't just blame tourists. We should fix the system. Agree with this framing? Or does individual responsibility matter more? Let's debate in the comments. Tour operators have massive influence yet face no accountability when clients cause problems. What if industry standards required cultural briefings? What if operators needed licenses based on client behavior? What if ratings tracked how respectful different companies' tourists were? Market incentives for proper education. Well-briefed clients mean better ratings and more business. Poor briefing means consequences. Workable idea? What are the flaws? Tell me in the comments. Solution 4. Education before people book trips. What if visa applications included cultural orientation? What if booking sites had mandatory checkboxes confirming you understand local customs? What if social media showed educational content to people posting about visiting? We're good at targeting people with ads based on travel plans. Why not educational content? Technology exists. Question is whether there's will. Is pre-trip education the missing piece? Share your perspective below. Here's something that struck me. Viral videos focus on confrontations. Yelling, chaos, drama. We never see thousands who visited that day and behaved fine. We're making policy based on exceptions, not norms. This creates distorted views. Makes every tourist group seem like potential crisis when vast majority are respectful. But few incidents create perception of systemic problems and fuel stereotypes. How do we balance addressing real issues without creating unfair stereotypes? What's your answer? Share it in the comments. Practical Talk signage. Current signs are English, maybe 1 or 2 languages, easy to miss in crowds. What if signs were digital, rotating through 10 languages? Eye level with clear graphics showing exactly where tourists can and cannot go. Universal symbols transcending language. Basic communication design. Baffling that major sites haven't implemented it. Budget constraints? Aesthetic concerns? Bureaucratic inertia? What's the barrier? Let me know below. Controversial take. Maybe we're trying to have it both ways. We want sites to be accessible tourist attractions generating revenue, but also maintain dignity and protocols of working military installations. Those goals might be incompatible, maybe choose. Either fully embrace tourist attraction with appropriate infrastructure and education, or restrict access to maintain military dignity. This middle ground, expecting tourists to behave like military base while marketing like Disneyland, maybe that's the real problem. Which path? Or is there a third option? I want your ideas in the comments. Subscribe if you appreciate solutions instead of outrage. We're building a community that believes problems can be solved. Here's the core issue. These confrontations are profitable. Viral videos generate millions of views. News gets clicks. Social engagement skyrockets. Everyone benefits except guards dealing with it, and respectful tourists getting stereotyped. Until we create incentives rewarding solutions instead of spectacle, this cycle continues. My challenge in comments: propose one concrete, actionable solution. Not vague, better education. Tell me exactly what, who delivers it, how it's funded, how we measure success. Best solutions get featured in follow-up video, and we'll reach out to tourism authorities with these ideas. Your comment could influence policy. Make it count. What happened at Horse Guards is part of a pattern continuing unless we rethink cultural tourism management. Blaming nationalities is easy. Finding solutions is hard. But if we want sites accessible while maintaining dignity, we have no choice. Thanks for this solution-focused approach. Subscribe for content treating complex problems seriously. Your perspective matters. Every comment gets read, best ideas get amplified. Let's solve this together.